I'm going to be presenting on the transformative power of gratitude and finding joy in the little things. Gratitude is a really powerful practice that has been studied by many researchers within the field of positive psychology, and it has also proven extremely life-changing for me personally, so I'm really excited to talk about it and share my experience. Before I start talking about the specific psychological understanding of gratitude and its benefits, I wanted to share this quote from the autobiography of G.K. Chesterton, which I think sums up gratitude and its fundamental role in human flourishing really well. He says, "The aim of life is appreciation. There is no sense in not appreciating things, and there is no sense in having more of them if you have less appreciation of them." Gratitude has been upheld as a virtue and an important value in many societies throughout history. It has been written and spoken about by theologians, philosophers, and political leaders. However, it wasn't until recently that gratitude became a subject for scientific inquiry. In the past 20-ish years, positive psychologists began to really dive into gratitude and how it changes the way people think and live. Positive psychologists would generally define gratitude as the practice of recognizing and appreciating that which has been received from another. So it has two parts, both appreciation and recognition due to another. So it is not just something we get from our own abilities, but a gift from someone else that's involved with gratitude. For my project, I wanted to implement the concept of gratitude into my daily life and see if it would affect my subjective well-being. There are many different ways to practice gratitude that researchers have used in various studies, but keeping a gratitude journal is one of the most common, so that is what I chose to do. A gratitude journal is essentially just a written list of objects, experiences, people, etc. to be grateful for. Although my goal was to come up with 500 things, I ended up writing 200 over the course of 2 weeks. Each day, before and after, I wrote down my list of things. I took a general subjective well-being measure and rated how I was doing on a scale of 1 to 5 to give me a more concrete idea of how the exercise was affecting me. As a result of this exercise, I expected to see changes in my mood, an increase in my attentiveness to the people and events going on around me, and greater life satisfaction within my relationships, work, and school. A lot of what I expected to happen as a result of the gratitude journaling exercise did end up happening. My average subjective well-being before each day's gratitude exercise was about 4.1 on a 5-point scale, and after the exercise each day, my average subjective well-being was 4.3. I noticed that I was actually getting more sleep as a result of this exercise. I think this could be perhaps because I felt less stressed about everything that I had to get done, and so I was more productive as a result. It also might be because it was easier to fall asleep as a result of being less worried about future events and more at peace with everything that I had in the present moment. Additionally, I felt myself being more empathetic and patient with others after practicing the gratitude exercise. That could have been because I was getting more sleep, but I do think that practicing gratitude has made me focus more on loving others well and being thankful for them, and less focusing on myself and being distracted by my to-do lists at any given moment. Overall, I became more willing to focus on the good things of life instead of negativity and all the horrible things going on in the world right now. So I want to move on from my personal experience with gratitude to talking about the more specific effects of gratitude that have been studied by researchers. In general, gratitude is correlated with greater life satisfaction, better quality relationships, and a higher frequency of pro-social and positive health behaviors by an individual. I'm going to talk a little more specifically about each of these categories. Within the category of subjective well-being, individuals who are more grateful are also more optimistic, experience more positive and less negative emotions, have less concern about materialistic goals, and have more of a spiritual outlook on life. They also have better mental health and less depressive symptoms. Another category affected by gratitude is relationships. Couples who practice gratitude exercises within their marriage and friends who express their gratitude for each other more often are more likely to become closer, stay close for longer, and experience greater satisfaction within their relationships. Pro-social and positive health behaviors have not been researched as much as the other two categories, but they have found that gratitude leads to moral behavior and decision-making. It is also correlated with increased sleep and greater refreshment from sleep, although the reason for this correlation isn't exactly clear. I want to wrap up by encouraging everyone to implement one concrete form of practicing gratitude into their personal lives because it has life-changing effects. For me, I have a naturally more pessimistic disposition, so it can be very difficult for me at times to focus on the positives. Keeping a concrete list of all the people and things in my life for which I am grateful allows me to come back to the list in moments when I am inclined to direct my attention to negative circumstances or events. Gratitude allows me to evaluate my life in terms of what I have received rather than that which I have to offer or what I would like out of life. And because of this, it gives me the freedom to live for others rather than for myself. Gratitude completely changes our perspective to focus on the positives, which can really have a dramatic effect on life satisfaction and overall well-being. It isn't just beneficial to individuals either. Gratitude plays a really important role in changing relationships and society as a whole for the better. Especially right now when everything seems crazy and really stressful. The world would be a lot better place if we all just focused more on what we have rather than what we lack. These are the references I used throughout my presentation if you would like to learn more about this topic.